nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big John and G, the two gut Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. All right, end of the month, and you know what we do here at the end of the month. I like to go over the viewer comments, see what everyone had to say, and respond in kind, so to speak. So thank you very much, all our regulars, for stopping by and leaving comments, of course. And anyone else that's new here, congratulations for finding your way here. We like to have fun. That's the aim here. No, I mean, seriously, this entire thing is all done for fun. So, we have a video every day of the week, and Mondays we do the monologue, and the end of the month is always about you. Always about you and what you think and what you say. So I got nothing else to say. Why don't we jump right down there, my friends, and I'll see you down at the table, and we'll see what you had to say. So I really love this part of every month because I get to interact with you all somewhat directly as one can in a pre-filmed and edited, video, right? But I'm interacting with what you had to say with the videos. So let's start from the top, work our way back down, and I see there's some familiar faces and some new faces here. All right, from Andre Baldo. I think that's a new person commenting. I think so. Very cool. Made a comment for this is going back a little ways, for our Friday night fillers that I did of an Alexa game that you can play with Alexa called The Other Side. And Andre wrote, "This is one of the first times, if not the first time, in which I heard someone worried about the death of an NPC." LOL. LOL indeed. Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise for me too. But sometimes, hey, listen, I was playing the game alone, solo game. That was it. That was my pack, so to speak. And you got to protect the pack. The strength of the pack comes from the wolf, and the strength of the wolf comes from the pack, right? Now, it was a lot of fun. I understand what you mean. Usually the NPCs are not someone that is, that a tear is shed over in most cases. Especially old school, hardcore grognards that would just kick a torchbearer into the room first. Guilty. Me and my party did that a few times in our youth. But I hope you've been enjoying the game, not just the video of me playing the game. I hope you've had a chance to log on and experience some of The Other Side. I had a lot of fun playing that. Now I see we had a comment from a friend. Hello, Glowing Turtle. Thank you so much. And this is for a Friday night filler for War with the Evil Power Master. And this is, I recently did this, and about 3 weeks before that, I did the other Choose Your Own Adventure game of House of Danger. And I let anyone viewing the video along with me, live, during the live stream, to play the game. I thought that one a little fun. So here we have Glowing Turtle. Glowing Turtle wrote, "I loved these books as a kid. Great video." Thank you very much. I love them too. And as I've often said, I preferred the Endless Quest books by TSR, but I did have a few of these, of the Choose Your Own Adventure books. I think I had, I've said I've had the Evil Power Master, I've said I don't know, and I've said I didn't. Honestly, that's the answer. I feel like I did at one point have that, or maybe read someone else's copy, or at least see someone else's copy of it. But yeah, it's fun to play, and I really hope they're going to do at least one more, if not more, in the series. I really enjoyed the way the game itself sort of matured, evolved a little bit from how it was played in House of Danger to War with the Evil Power Master. I think the game was a little bit more superior, in a sense, than House of Danger, because of the way it played through and some of the differences, as I said, in the rules between the two games. So I'm really curious and would be very, very interested. I'd love to see something else in the series. What's in the Pixie's box? Every Wednesday, I do an unboxing. And an old friend of the channel's, the Shogunstein, decided to leave a comment from just about a week ago. So last week's or the week before's, and that was What's in the Pixie's box, Gamelin Games. And he said, this is a fun, much streamlined version, easy to learn and play. And he's talking about Blast Off. I'm sorry, he's talking about Blast Off by Gamelin Games for their Tiny Epic Galaxies line of games. I mean, there's a Tiny Epic line of games, but then it seems like Galaxies sort of has its own. But this is just, like he said, it is a streamlined version. Now, at the moment, I haven't had a chance to play it. You'll see it. I'll do the very first playthrough live here, and we'll all be able to find out if it's as easy as Shogunstein and everyone else has said about this game. So we'll see, Shogunstein. We will see, my friend. Now there's also a Big Johnny G's How to Play. I hadn't done one of those in a while, and I had promised the viewer a few months back. I can't remember if it was for the slideshow we did of this title or if it was the playthrough, but left a comment that they I think it was a slideshow, said that they really wanted to learn how to play the game, and they wanted to see a how to play. And I told them I would do it, but it would take a while, and that prediction proved true. It did take a while. But for Big Johnny G's How to Play Celtica by Ravensburger, we had a comment from an old viewer. Not old, no, he's young, he's vibrant. No, not old like me old. Old as pretty much from year one, I think, that we've been here on YouTube, and that's Board Games and Bourbon, and said, still the best channel on the internet. I'm always a sucker for Irish games too. Thank you very much for the compliment there. I don't know about the best channel on the internet. I am definitely the best Two Gun Pixie channel on the internet. That's for sure. You can't take that away from me. I may be at times the loudest, at times the craziest. No, I'm probably nowhere near the craziest, am I? But I am among that group of YouTubers that at least we can say are rather unique, especially for doing a channel like this. I mean, there's like hundreds of board game channels at least, right? I don't know. I don't count them. I don't got time to nearly watch them even. But there's a lot of them. So I'm not unique in that sense, but maybe in what I do, how I present it, I think is where the uniqueness comes in. I hope so. But Board Game and Bourbons, thank you so much for that great compliment. And yes, yeah, I'm a sucker for a good Irish/Celtic game myself. There's not enough of them. We need more. Tabletop Takeout. Tabletop Takeout is a series I do every Tuesday where I give you bullet points, so to speak, about why I enjoy or love a particular game. And in this case, I was talking about Ultra Tiny Epic Galaxies. So I told you, Tiny Epic Galaxies has their own sort of universe of line of games within the Tiny Epic universe itself. But for me talking about the points that I enjoy about the game, for Tabletop Takeout, we had a comment, I don't believe I've seen this individual here before. If so, I'm sorry I forgot. And if I'm correct in that, then welcome aboard. And hope you have fun with the party here, so to speak. And the comment was left by Clean Sweep 38. Clean Sweep. Back in the 80s, I had a Vectrex. Quick, go Google that. I had a Vectrex gaming system. And I swear the Pac-Man ripoff of that game was called Clean Sweep. There was a bank robbery. There was money everywhere instead of dots. And you had a vacuum cleaner that you had to suck it all up to. While instead of ghosts, there was like pinchers that were chasing you. If they caught you, you would deflate, because the more money you got, the bigger and bigger and bigger you got, until you had to go release the money in like a little safe spot. Yeah, Clean Sweep. I haven't thought about that in decades. But for Tabletop Takeout, Ultra Tiny Epic Galaxies by Gamelin Games, Clean Sweep 38 said, agreed with your commentary, except one minor detail. Go through both games' decks of cards. You should find a few extra cards that they put into Ultra. Not a big deal, but when you find them, yank them out and put them in the original. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. I will do that. Wow. I did not notice that there were a couple of new, unique cards with the Ultra Tiny. And if you want to find out what he's agreeing to, you're going to have to watch the video. Pixie playthrough of Sentinels of the Multiverse. And this is a friend of ours. We had not heard from our friend Bernard Godfrey in a while. So when Bernard Godfrey popped up there on the comments, it put a smile on my face, because it means you're okay. It means you're all right. And Bernard did have a message here for this. I think Sentinels is much better than Marvel Champions. There's more variety in the cards, and the locations are a stroke of genius. I have an easier time imagining the heroes in Sentinels than I do in Marvel Champions. Maybe I was expecting too much when Fantasy Flight Games bought it out. Hope you well, Big J. I'll try and be more present, though life is throwing a few curveballs at the moment. Great vid as always. Thumbs up. I'm really sorry to hear that real life is throwing you some curveballs. As Tommy V says, sometimes the real life fairy just takes a shit on your desk. It's true. It happens. We have no control over real life. And real life can suck sometimes, but we're here, and this is the only real life we're getting. All talk of reincarnation or anything aside, come on, it's still the only world, the only real world, physical world we're getting. So I'm sorry you're having problems. I know I'm going through tons of them myself, and I hope that my videos and the other videos that you watch on YouTube, hope they bring you a little smile, at least every now and then, because that's one of the secrets of happiness. You're not going to have it all the time. Enjoy those little slices that you get throughout the day in your life. That's going to make you happy. So, Bernard, right now, I am waiting. As I said in that video you watched, I'm waiting for the definitive edition to come out, because I think comparing Marvel Champions, a current game, with the enhanced edition, or even the original edition of Sentinels isn't fair, because it's done. It's a closed door. I will be doing a comparison of Enhanced Edition with the Definitive Edition. And after a few games of Definitive, I will do a comparison of the Definitive Edition versus Marvel Champions. Oh, that was my ring. I will be doing that comparison video as well. But as of right now, yes, Sentinels is still it's right there in my top 3 games. Was always the top 2, but Marvel's been pushing in there. So let's just see what the update does for this battle of the superhero cards. And now Pixie, also same video. Pixie played through Sentinels of the Multiverse, Hobmonger 5. So much cooler than 4, 3, 2, 1 in original or 0. We don't even talk to them anymore. But Hobmonger 5 said, too bad, to my limited knowledge, that GURPS doesn't have a solo play tabletop edition. GURPS, the generic universal role-playing system by Steve Jackson Games that they came out with in the 80s, is what you're talking about. And Hobmonger is an old friend of mine. We grew up together as kids. He was in he was in the second long-term hardcore RPG group that I put together in the neighborhood, and then obviously into more gaming groups than just RPGs. So yes, as far as my knowledge goes as well, I would have to say that there is no GURPS solo style board game. Now, I know the Villains and Vigilantes has a card game. It's right back there. I have the Mind Over Matter expansion for it. I want to look into getting some more. That's the only other thing that I can think of as far as RPGs that we had as a kid that we played through. I mean, the Marvel RPG by TSR, freaking awesome. We got the Marvel card game now. So, yeah, I can't think of anything either. Interesting, but true. Now, we have two comments from the same person on two different videos. So let's start off with Big Johnny G's How to Play Celtica by Ravensburger again. We had a comment from O.M. James. I don't think we've seen O.M. James before. If we have, it's been a while. I'm sorry I forgot you. But we have two comments from you now, and this one for How to Play Celtica says, you put so much heart into what you do. I can't wait until we're all looking back on when you were a small YouTuber. Smiley face. Thank you for the compliment. It's nice to hear, especially since, as anyone can see, obviously me and Tommy V are just doing this for fun. We're having a lot of fun doing this. We haven't even thought about being big. This channel has we have no goals to even monetize. And we're definitely not into getting sponsors because we want to keep this us. We don't ever want to answer to anyone, because we're not doing anything wrong. We're just talking about board games. There's nothing illegal, anything immoral that we're doing. So we just want to do whatever the hell it is that we want to do. And this way we don't have to worry about threats of being demonetized or of getting sponsors and then having to do things to keep them. No, I ain't like that. Not that there's anything wrong with anyone that is using YouTube for that platform to have a job and make money. That's fine. That's beautiful. Go for it. Good for you. But for us right now, this channel, this is just about having fun. So I'm very glad that you like it. I think it means more to me and Tommy V to hear things like this because we're just doing this to have fun. We're not trying to market. But also, O.M. James made a mention, speaking of Tommy V, on our Friday Night Filler super fight with yours truly, Big Johnny G, versus Tommy V. And he said, there you go, Tom. Great choices. Really cool that you guys just threw this together and pulled it off. You're all doing exactly what everyone else is trying to do. Thank you, O.M. James. But again, just going back to what I was saying before, I don't think that we're doing exactly what everyone else wants to do. We're not, because we're not trying to make scratch off of this. This isn't for greenbacks. How many more words for money, for cash, for dinero do you want me to use? That's not the point. So what we're doing is, I'm not sure how old you are, but if you're old enough to remember public access television, that's the way we take this. We take this just like an internet version of public access television. The only difference is with public access television, they actually have the equipment for you. You could go down to the studio, use their equipment to film, use their equipment to edit, and then upload your show. YouTube is like, yeah, we don't got none of that, but if you can put a video together, upload it here. So, me and Tommy V, I think we see it more like that. It's like public access television, where we're doing what we want to do for our purpose. And that's to have fun and to inform people. That's it. We're not trying to influence anyone. We just want to give you information. Or just that you see us having fun. It's one of those two things. So I thank you very much for the compliment. But no, I don't think we're really doing what everyone else here on YouTube is trying to do. We're kind of doing the opposite, which is why we're not very big. Because there's nothing that we are doing that is magnetic to the algorithm. There's nothing we're doing that is drawing the algorithm to us, showing our videos off to other people and getting us attention, anything like that. We're not doing it, so we're not in the system. That's it. But we're still happy. That's why we've been doing this for 5 years, and we're still happy doing this. Thank you for loving the channel. Thank you so much for subscribing and commenting. But yeah, we're doing something a little bit different. Tabletop Takeout for Dungeons & Dragons Castle Ravenloft. We had a comment from the RP Gamer Pro. And I want to say that name looks familiar, but I can't think of another comment from this individual, but it does look familiar. RP Gamer Pro, thank you very much. What am I saying there? Yeah, it's like there's a problem with the editing. RP Gamer Pro, you said, love this channel. Thanks for the great content. The D&D board games are probably my favorite dungeon crawls. They're great. I absolutely love them. The adventure system, the cooperative adventure system, this stuff right here. Well, not that. The rest of these right here, yeah, they are. And especially now that you can go up to level 4, I'm loving that. That's great. That was one of my complaints about the game, historically speaking, and they've now addressed. And this also opens up the door, I'm sure, that for future games it may advance higher, which will be even more of a D&D feel. But yeah, you're right. I'm with you. I'm with you on these. These are great, classic fantasy dungeon crawl games. Thanks for watching the channel and commenting. It means a lot. All right, we got 2 comments from 2 of our fans, 2 of our longtime watchers here for our slideshow gaming of Unbroken. Shogunstein had to say, probably one of the best solo games out there despite the crazy Kickstart backstory. Yeah, I think some backers are actually literally still waiting for this game. Didn't I see an update for backers just like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, with an update on some of the European backers who are still waiting for this game? Or is it some of the Asian backers? I can't remember which part of the world is still waiting for it. But yeah, there's still people waiting for this game. Oh my God. And here I am waiting for an expansion. Also, Jen Washi, thanks for coming back. Jen, we missed seeing your regular comments here. I hope everything's all right. Jen said, still need to give this game a chance. What? Well, okay, this is not something... Okay, you know how I said before, we're not doing this, to get popular, to get billions of views and all that. I think this is part of the proof in the pudding right here. Just turn off my damn video right now. Would you just turn off my video, and the time you would be spending binge watching Two Gun Pixie, because I know everyone loves to binge watch me, take that time instead and play a solo game of it now. And I don't like to tell people what to do, but Jen, turn me off and play that damn game. Grand Central shout-outs are Sentient Cow Games. I want to say a small company. They aren't a small company. They're not a big company. I don't know what they are, but they are a great company, in my humble opinion, which is why I gave them a shout-out. And Shogunstein said, I did not know much about their games. Great video. And this is exactly why I put that video out there, because like you, there are people out there, gamers out there, tabletop adventurers who don't know of this company. And I really think that if more individuals saw what they were doing, that they would be interested enough in this to at least get more information and at best become part of the cow family. But yeah, please look more into that company. Look into them. They do some great, funny, high adventure stuff that I can't get enough of. All right, Costori X. I haven't seen you in a while. I know you bounce around and check out the videos from time to time. Thank you for coming back, even if you did disagree with me. So for the two-gun review of Legends of Novus by Fundamental Games, Castoriac said, 6 minutes in, I'm not sure what problem you have. There is plenty of room for everything. 35, 40 minutes in, you forgot the dice and the minis. Yes, I did. I did. It's great to have an actual adventure game without many rules or complexity like Kill Forth. There are a ton, right? There are a ton of fantasy games out there. It's probably the number one go-to theme or genre for board games, to the point where so many of them can start feeling alike. It's like, what's the difference, is what you begin thinking to yourself. And I think you hit something on the nose here with the fact that it's not overly complicated. It isn't. I mean, I've sucked through my playthroughs of it, but if you watch them, you get to see, and not just mine. I mean, sure, I'd love it if you watch mine, but I don't care. Watch anyone's playthrough of it. You'll see exactly what Costari's talking about, is that these turns, they go by really fast because they're not very complicated. There are a lot of things that you can potentially do each turn that you have, but not a lot of things that are always going to have to get done, or you'll even have a chance to do them. And the way the turn ends and the turn begins blend in very well together, like two well-oiled cog pieces, to tell you the truth. So yes, it's not complicated, and the rules are very smooth. So you're right, it is nice to see a fantasy adventure game that gives you a deep, good story and feel while you're playing it, and at the same time isn't overburdened with rules and so many little knick-knacky things that you got to keep track of. You're right on the nose about that. Now, as far as there being plenty of room for everything, maybe I was being a little bit, I mean, it gets a little tight. It gets a little tight. There is room for everything. Maybe I was being a little too nitpicky on that. Okay, called me out on that. But yes, and if you don't know what me and Costeria are talking about, check out some of my videos. Check out other people's videos on Legends of Novus. It's a really fun game by a small publisher that I think more people need to know about, to tell you the truth. And we have 2 comments from one of our friends, our viewing friends, for our Friday Night Filler, House of Danger. I mentioned that earlier at the top of the video. And Little Will, our friend Little Will there, had 2 things to say. One, he said, by the way, I remember SCTV. It wasn't lost on me. I made a, and I can't even remember the character's name, but John Candy played him, and he was the host of a really, bad horror movie kind of show, like an Elvira kind of thing. But he was like this, was he, like a mad scientist or something? And he would do the whole things would be 3D, and he would just take the thing like, oh, it's in 3D. Look at that, it's 3D. And little Will caught that. Let me tell you something, little Will. Let me tell you something. SCTV should be, I don't know, is it a national treasure in Canada? Because it damn well should be. That was one of the greatest comedy shows that not enough Americans ever got to see. SCTV, right? Just like SCTV, you know, we saw some great comedians, pulled a lot of them from Second City, both in Canada and in Chicago. And what a great history that show has. Wow, Rick Moranis, Eugene Levy, John Candy, man, they all need to be recognized as national heroes in Canada. I'm telling you, that was a great show. But also, he also said about House of Danger, these were fun books. I enjoyed the fighting fantasy books by Ian Livingston and Steve Jackson. I hear a lot about the fighting fantasy books. I never played them. Sorry, I never did. Maybe I should look into finding one of them. You know, I'm always talking about the Endless Quest books and how much I love those. I'm going to throw this into the mix and see what it's like. And lastly, let's end on a midday monologue. Monday comments. Sounds appropriate. And this is again from our friend the Shogunstein. And I was talking about what's up for August. And now we're ending August. Oh, this was meant to be. And he said, I'm enjoying the Phantom the card game so far. Maybe Billy Zane will knock on my door. Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm a Billy Zane fan. I mean, I don't go to movies because he's in it, but pretty much any movie I have seen that he's been in, I've been like, hey, that was great acting. He did a great job. I'm impressed. And I was for the Phantom as well. I did enjoy that movie. And I'm glad that you're enjoying the Phantom the card game. So I've played through all 3 scenarios, plus the prototype for the next Kickstarter, or the expansion for it. And I've been having a lot of fun. Love this game. I'm so happy I backed it on Kickstarter. And that's it. There we go. Let's close it out with that Monday monologue from the beginning of the month. It's timing, man. It's all about timing. Everything in life. So thank you very much for joining me here. I'm your buddy Big Giant G. The Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. And my friends, I am out of here.